Okay, hey everybody, how are you? Chodesh Tov, we're approaching Chodesh Iyar, Rosh Tevos Aleph Yud Yud Resh, stands for, some people say, Ani Hashem Rofecha. It's a month filled with healing and wonderful blessings that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us every month of the calendar. It's a unique opportunity that we don't have in other months to kind of serve Hashem in a unique way and bring down brachas to ourselves and our family and the whole world. So we should all be zochet to experience Iyar properly. I want to share with you one of the highlights of Chodesh Iyar, especially if you live in Eretz Yisrael. If you grow up in America, so Lag BaOmer, which is rapidly approaching, basically it means no tachanon, you play baseball. That's about it. But in Eretz Yisrael, from the age, once you learn how to walk, most children here are already involved in starting fires and spreading fires and collecting wood. I've had collections under my house the last few weeks already. Teaches kids all kinds of good, dangerous habits. But anyway, it's a real highlight. Man, and all over Israel, you'll find, especially one of hundreds of thousands of people in Yeshiva goes every single year. We go to Meron, which is an unbelievable experience. Maybe everyone will try it one time in their life. But the Kever of Rosh Bar Yochai, and I think close to 1 million people are heading up there this year, and last year some of the numbers were something like that. And the question is, what exactly are we celebrating on Lag BaOmer? What's going on over here? If you look in Shulchan Aruch, when it discusses these halachos, so it says it's a day of miksa simcha. We're supposed to be happy, even if you're in the office the whole day. Maybe buy yourself a special kind of sandwich or something, because we're supposed to be happy on Lag BaOmer. Miksa simcha. Now, why is that? Now, everyone knows that Rabbi Akiva's Talmidim stopped dying. There's an interesting machlokas. What does it mean they stopped dying? So some say, just the way it worked chronologically was that they died for 33 days. They died for every day between Pesach and Shavuos, except for 15, because we count Shabbos and we count all the Rosh Chodesh, and there were 15 days they didn't die, and the Gemara comes out, we calculate that they died for 33 days. That's one way to calculate it. Another way to calculate it is that they died for the first 33 days, or maybe 34, and then they stopped. But either way, we're celebrating that Rabbi Akiva's Talmidim stopped dying. Wow. But I have news for you. One of my Talmidim was just in Poland. Yeshiva went to Poland. And one of my Talmidim shared with me there's a certain concentration camp which they shut down. And the reason they shut it down was because there were no Jews left. Is that a simcha? Would anyone celebrate that? Oh, we've murdered all the Jews in this area, so we're really happy now. Come on. Lag BaOmer, Rabbi Akiva had 24,000 Talmidim who were killed. These were all of his students. They're gone. No one died because there was no one left. And the Mefarshim are bothered by this question. Why are we so happy in Lag BaOmer? No Talmidim left. So I heard a beautiful pshat I saw from the Pri Chodesh. One of the commentaries in Shulchan Aruch, he writes, you have to look at Rabbi Akiva's life. What's the message of Rabbi Akiva? And this is something so beautiful. Every person could take this on their own level to themselves. Look what Rabbi Akiva went through. He was a late starter. He had a rough life. His father cut him off. Wasn't together with his family for 24 years, and finally things were looking great. He comes home, his father apologizes to him, he's reunited with his wife and children. 24,000 Talmidim, and then tragedy strikes. Whenever a person goes to a funeral, especially of a Torah leader or someone it's your whole day is ruined. Rabbi Akiva had over 800 funerals a day, day after day after day. And Rabbi Akiva, the Pri Chodesh, writes, he kept going. Because of Rabbi Akiva, the Gemara Mishnah tells us he had 5 more students that he spread Torah to, and that's why we have Torah today. Because Rabbi Akiva was willing, in the face of tragedy, in the face of tough times, Rabbi Akiva was willing to keep going, and he pushed himself. Rosh Bar Yochai, what happened the day that he died? He says, Yom Simchasi. It's my happiest day. On that day, he tried his whole life to bring down the Torah of the Zohar. And on the day that he died, he was zochet to do it. He could have given up. As a matter of fact, it's such a happy day for him. The Arizal tells a story. The Arizal writes in Kisvei Arizal, someone that was saying Tachanon and Nachem and mourning, tefillos of mourning, and Rosh Bar Yochai said, how could he say this on my day of happiness? Rosh Bar Yochai persevered. He tried once, twice, for years, for decades. He didn't give up. Rabbi Akiva didn't give up. You know who the opposite is? Elisha ben Avuya. He's infamously known as Acher. One of the 4 the Gemara describes who went up to Shemayim, and he ended up going off the derech. And he told himself, his Talmud Reb Meir said, do tshuva. And he heard a Baskel said, anyone could do tshuva except for Acher. And he misinterpreted that, and he gave up. If you look interesting enough, there's a Mishnah in Pirkei Avos that quotes Elisha ben Avuya. And he describes how a young child's mind is like fresh paper. Whatever you put in him, he'll remember. That's why when our children are young, we've got to just more Torah, because they'll soak it in. Or TV shows, either way. But more Torah. Once you get older, it's too late. That's the message of Elisha ben Avuya. I missed out, he said. I tried. It didn't work. A young child can learn, an old man really can't. But that's not the message of Rabbi Kiva. And this is the message of Lag BaOmer. And the message of Rav Shimon Bar Yochai and the message of Rabbi Kiva is that we should never give up, because the Kodesh Baruch Hu has plans for everyone. And we try again. And Mir Hashem, we should internalize this and keep going, and we should be Zocheh. Just like Rabbi Kiva was, and just like Rav Shimon Bar Yochai was. And this Chodesh Iyar should be a Chodesh of blessing for all Klal Yisrael. Have a great month.